Hello guys, it's the mighty Geburah here, making another video because this is for archiving. Recently I did a debate with DirtyChickenFingers and Destruction, and personally, I think I won. I had a few biased judges judge the debate, and they said Destruction won, even though he didn't substantiate any of his claims. But before that, we need to go back to my debate with DirtyChickenFingers, as it originates from there, and then you'll have a better understanding of what's going on. This video, which shows mountain level Dragon Ball heroes, okay, so saw that they were literally scared of Cialis because he destroyed a mountain. So-called multiversal beings being afraid of a mountain being destroyed. That's crazy. Anyway. Let's go down. Saying that's downplay as hell. It's not downplay because it was stated. They were shocked by mountain level power and stated they would have been vaporized if it had hit. You'll see that scan later on down. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but we're gonna get there. Said range doesn't equal AP. That is the destructive capacity. They were shocked by it destroying a mountain alone. Shock is subjective. Yes, shock is subjective, but the reasoning for why they're shocked isn't. As I show here, this is the mountain level scans. You're scared of attack that only harmed the mountain. Everyone watch out. If we took that head on, we'd be, huh? He literally gouged that mountain in the far distance. What kind of power are we dealing with here? They scaled the power to destroying a mountain. There is no proof of any external ability at all. It happened so fast, he couldn't react, implying he couldn't react to a mountain level attack. That could have vaporized us, says Note. That's crazy. Before you say key control though, the intensity of attacks is stated by Cialis to not be able to be controlled or adjusted. Their motive for going into that emotion is subjective. No, it's not. It's objective. Them being isn't the destruction level itself, but the display of it. The destruction is the display of it. The display of it is the destruction of it. What? Just because I agree that emotions are subjective doesn't mean I disagree. Doesn't mean I agree with him that the destruction of the mountain is subjective. That's fucking stupid. I never agreed with any of that. I said that emotions are subjective. There was a reason for those emotions, and that was not even mountain level feat. That's not a contradiction, that's why they were shocked. DirtyChickenFingers is being disingenuous. I never agreed with Goku being low multiversal. Dragon Ball fans are gonna make up what they want. You still contradict yourself. You're still assuming why they were influenced by those factors, which takes away subjectivity. No, they aren't. Just because the emotions are subjective doesn't mean the reasoning for those emotions are subjective as well. That doesn't make any sense. Showing the reason why they're having the emotion doesn't take away the subjectivity. They were in fact influenced by those factors, otherwise they wouldn't be shocked. The feeling has an origin and didn't come from nowhere. You're assuming that reason. It indeed takes it away. I'm not assuming. That literally is the reason. Justified by your headcanon. You don't have to say, I agree with your point. You can literally say something that supports his point. His point is that emotions are subjective, and you're saying it is. You're agreeing with his point, and you're trying to disprove it, which is contradicting yourself. It's an example. Do you understand how examples work? Oh my god. This is stupid. Just because I agree with an aspect of his claim doesn't mean that everything goes to him. Doesn't mean I agree with everything he's saying. It's not headcanon. No, I didn't. You've already left the case that emotions are subjective. The reasoning behind those emotions is a different matter, let alone that could have vaporized that statement, regardless of emotion. Even if we went by and said that the reasoning for those emotions is subjective, that does not change that they would have been vaporized by that attack, which only has the feat of destroying a mountain. And they were shocked by that alone. It's pretty clear that the writers of Dragon Ball doesn't view them as this hyper cosmic being. No, I did. It's honestly sad that you don't know how examples work or whatever. It's a bad example because I would never agree that Goku's low multiversal. Honestly, stop repeating yourself because it's going nowhere. You agree that emotions are subjective, but you're disagreeing with that point by addressing it. So yeah, you're still contradicting yourself. Wait, what? You need to get your grammar checked because I didn't understand that last part. I'm going to assume that you're saying that because I'm addressing that emotions, that the mountain level destroying feat is objective, that's contradicting that I agree with emotions being subjective. Oh my god. This makes zero sense. I don't have to agree with everything he says just because I agree with one thing. The reasoning for those emotions is objective. They're not subjective. DirtyChickenFingers says, yeah, but you're taking out the fact the person who made the attack in the mountain. If someone had a gun and used it to shoot paper, I'm not afraid of the paper, but the bullet hole. With the bullet hole, but the possibility of a person turning the gun, me. The mountain feat doesn't have to be the fear factor here, but the person itself. And this is very common in fiction, as the authors don't typically like destroying their narrative settings. Do you understand? No. What did I say? I'm mentioning the reasoning for those emotions. I'm not contradicting anything. The best capabilities of that attack was displayed to not even be mountain level. The analogy you are using is debunked by one, them being afraid of the attack, viewing damaging a mountain as something worthy of caution, and them not being afraid of, say, Alice and Alms until the attack damaged the mountain. Why would they be afraid of an attack that could damage a mountain if they're multiverse level? You're not using your head and you're running in circles. Yeah, that's the flaw of DirtyChickenFingers' argument. If you're multiversal, an attack destroying a mountain should be the least of your worries. Either way, it debunks that point. he displayed malicious intent. They did not care about his malicious intent. They cared about what he did. Oh my god. This guy has not watched the game. You're still pathetic and trash as always. In order for you to derive that factory, we would have to be inserting and appealing to their intent, which you cannot. So go ahead and prove it. Also, you associating it to that 1 feet is just a fallacy of composition. Shut up and get good, you suck. No, it isn't. Explaining what happened is not a fallacy of composition. That's stupid. Oh my god. So you see this. This is simple. They weren't fazed by anything else. Plus they literally said they would have been vaporized by the attack. That's not attacking my argument. That's shifting the goalpost. No, it's not shifting the goalpost. How is that shifting the goalpost? That is the same argument I've been using with DirtyChickenFingers. That is not shifting shit. What? Oh my god. I'm just gonna scroll down and you can see everything. I post the same set of scans again. I already proved my point. He has to substantiate his claims with evidence. And what he does is so dishonest. He uses anecdotal evidence, which is hypothetical in nature. Oh my god. I am not, because I'm not the one asserting. This is once again another attempt at trying to reverse the burden, as well as the fact that it is under a negative claim. So I don't actually have to substantiate this on top of the fact that you're already showing the exact same scan that I've already refuted to. Oh my god. Burden of rejoinder applies to whoever makes the claim, regardless if it's positive or negative. Oh my god. This guy is a numbskull. There was a burden of proof reverse too, because you are trying to make me prove a claim that was in your how to begin with, and telling you that you have to prove it because that's how a debate works. What the fuck did he even say? What? You bring up the fact that the characters were lit up by a mountain level attack if something that is ad nauseum and an attack from assertion, where you continuously keep on repeating the exact same argument regardless of contradictions I've given. You've never given any point of contradiction, so let's stop the bullshit. And ad nauseum implies that you've debunked the argument, which you have not. You're trying to prove a claim that was in your how to begin with. Okay, so you're illiterate now. You're making all these statements with no claims. saying it is hacks with no proof, saying that Cialis' method of battle was hacks, saying that there's concept control with no proof, saying that Xenoverse is hacks game with no proof. I'm repeating myself because it wasn't refuted. Code. There's something called spell check that comes up and makes a glitch in which certain sentences are ruined. Yeah, no. There are certain things missing in your sentences. Spell check doesn't do that. It tries fixing existing things, not non-existent things. If you don't care what I have to say, then don't tell me the poor excuse for your errors. Yet again, you can't even be bothered to double check what you type, right? It's ad nauseum and you didn't refute anything. You simply gave your own interpretation and assertions with no proof, which is Hitchens' razor, of an account not necessarily true or reliable because based on personal accounts rather than facts or research. Something that's not necessarily true is hypothetical. I don't understand how he doesn't know this. I'm saying I don't care if you think, I don't think if you highly think this is the, I don't care if you highly think this is the case. I'm telling you that this is the case. And you saying that you have doubt does not disprove that this is the case. I already explained. Spell check will fix things that already exist. First of all, let's say I type, if you want to be a punching bag. Now, no. What if you want to be a punching bag? Spell check, what spell check will do is that it will fix bad and put bag. Now, if you remove bag or bad, it will not fix anything. It will leave it as is. It will leave it as an incomplete sentences. It will not fix anything. That's why I think he's lying when he says that it's spell check. Because it doesn't make any sense. I never searched the fact that it is. I'm saying that it can be a hypothesis, can have truth factors to it because it can be proven. Just because it can doesn't mean it automatically is. A can is a possibility. Could is a possibility. It's not always true. Just like an anecdotal claim. It's not always true, but it can be. It's not necessarily true, but it can be. That's why it's hypothetical. Or you deemed it noteworthy. You're just making excuses at this point. No one told you to tell me your sorry excuse. If you're worried about relevancy to what we are talking about, then don't say anything. It's simple. Empirical evidence is the best and most efficient way to prove something since it's backed by an actual source, while anecdotal evidence is based solely on personal observation which isn't necessarily true, or not making it unreliable, especially when it isn't the only way to prove something that is flawed. Anecdotal evidence is the usual fashion. In the usual fashion is how innocent people get put into jail and falsely accused. Hence why it shouldn't be used, while empirical evidence is a surefire way to prove whether the person is innocent or not. Anecdotal evidence can be put under Hitchens' razor most of the time, ballistically, since it has no factual backing to it inherently. It being the best source of evidence doesn't mean it has to be abided by. You don't have to abide by it, but I don't have to accept it either. The heck are you even trying to say? If you're not abiding by it, then I can just toss every form of anecdotal evidence into Hitchens' razor with no consequences, since it has no factual source that proves whether it exists or not. To prove something should always be based on facts and not personal takes. That's how you prove something is certain. Argumentum ad baculum is the fallacy committed when one makes an appeal to force or to bring about the acceptance of a conclusion. Ad baculum is the case not when I'm limiting the ways you can prove something, which I'm not. I'm saying to use evidence that can be backed by facts that can be cited, but when I appeal to the threat of force to bring about the acceptance of a conclusion, which has nothing to do with this discussion. It does very much matter, because Hitchens' razor determines whether or not an argument can proceed or not. Hitchens' razor doesn't work on empirical evidence, since empirical evidence is something that can be used in an assertion without a doubt, as it is factual. I'm not going to repeat myself again simply because you don't understand what I'm trying to say. I don't understand what you're trying to say. That's the funny thing, because you keep making all these terrible errors. It's kind of sad, really. No, because I'll have already told you, if you're trying to derive that one statement and that one factor of evidence, then I'll be limiting my options of having to prove that which is a false dichotomy. I am basically raw on facts. What the fuck? Raw on facts? Other sources of evidence besides empirical evidence can also be used to back up my statement. You trying to force a conclusion on me. I'm not trying to force a conclusion on you. I'm saying for you to bring me a factual source of proof that can for sure be proven, or I'm not accepting it. If you cannot prove your case, then you automatically concede on that account. I don't understand what's so hard about this. It's, if you can't prove something that is factual, then it is Hitchens' razor. And here he says we are concluded. He's the only one that said that. You're right, I don't. Every time you type something, it's always an error. How many times are you going to use the autocorrect BS excuse? There's no other factor of evidence. The only thing that could disprove my evidence would be another evidence of the same type. Not a false dilemma. It only works by limiting options when there are in fact other options. Here you go. False dilemma. Example. You are either with us or against us. False dilemma fallacy occurs when a limited number of choices, outcomes, or views are presented as the only options when in fact more options exist. I am telling you, there are no other options of evidence when it comes to proving that they were not fazed by the attack harming the mountain, and that they would have been vaporized if the attack hit them. I am not forcing a conclusion on you. I am telling you to use evidence that can be cited in the story, aka the material, or don't make the claim, as this is not factual and is headcanon by definition. If you do not want to use empirical evidence, then you are not on the side of using factual information, existing information that can be found in material, but using your personal takes on it to make up your interpretation that I do not have to accept in the first place. Hitchens' razor doesn't work if the piece of evidence that is true supports the assertion made. I've used empirical evidence, so Hitchens' razor cannot apply to me. Trunk said that attack could have beaten them. Note said that attack could have vaporized them. And that was looking solely on what the attack did to the mountain, meaning that they were saying the attack would have done to them is based solely on AP. Cialis said its power cannot be adjusted as it has no form of key control. Yet, so that means, since that is the case, the mountain level feat was the only thing it was capable of, since if it was capable of more, it would have destroyed more, since that was its max output at the time. Cool, now you can pick a judge after we conclude. I already have my judge picked. Now, here's what I said. Picking my judge would take too long, and I'm not sure he would be okay. He would be comfortable judging in a server like this. No, you didn't. The ways you are proposing are not based on facts or material. It is, and I've already explained as to why. No, you didn't. The majority of people here are hardcore Dragon Ball fads. It's Goku Tard Central. Wait, what? Goku Tards? Most? Who? Where? When? I can get a in real life debater who doesn't touch fiction. That's one person. I can get a dude that scales Naruto to Outer. That's one person. Do you know how many people are here? There are nearly 1,000 people in your server. That means shit. I'll pick someone, but it won't be someone from here. Why not have one judge? I don't agree with your judge. You don't have to. I already said that I have my judge. You can get yours. Alright, let's just skip to what I said. Where do I say it? Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll choose mirror. Yeah, I don't think there are more because I've already told you what the said options are, and to go beyond that said limit would be breaking the conditions that I deem to be within our realms of conduct. It doesn't matter what you consider to be in the realms of conduct. Is it in the realms of conduct? Not what you consider to be in the realms of conduct. Do you know him? Yes. Yeah, then no. Oh, but here's what I say. But we aren't in good terms, so prove that. But yet again, he might be biased, so I'll pick someone else. He literally made a video about me telling him to kill himself. Cool still doesn't mean shit. Actually, go ahead. I'll have mirror judge. You see, after I told him that we are in good terms, he said yes. Because now it's biased. Yeah. Don't care, hurry up. Shut up, you Snorlax looking faggot. Wow. And Mirror's judging was horrible. Destruction. Geburah has to prove the intent of the character shaving off the mountain via Grice's razor, which is backed up by the fact characters in Dragon Ball have been shown to destroy planets, including harming planetary threats. He needs to prove that this interpretation is the only probable interpretation, considering there are counter-interpretations such as the characters just fearing the attack itself than the damage it caused, due to the fact they fought and caused damage even greater and scaled to characters that can do greater. No. Destruction never said this. That was not his argument. It's a mountain level attack, but actually below mountain level. The characters were only scaled by destruction of the attack because they looked at the mountain being harmed. That's not all I said. That's literally biased. That is not all I said. And what I said in voice call kept getting interrupted by destruction. You picked the judge, you still lost. 2 verdicts. To me, you smell. Intent? Cialis planned to destroy the characters after Trunks didn't want to join his side. In the game, Trunks and Co. beat Frieza and Cell, yet they were shocked by ARMS, the AI, destroying a mountain. There's no proof that there was an extra nature of the attack, and its best feat was harming a mountain. They never fought characters that were greater in the game. In fact, Cialis couldn't do something grand like destroy the universe. Cialis, who's stronger than Demigra, can't destroy the universe in history, aka destroy evil, with his own power, and hence resorts to destroying the Scroll of Eternity. Exactly. What the heck? I had other options for people who could judge the debate, but they didn't want to touch the server. So what was the point? And I didn't want them to go through the backlash these Dragon Ball fans will put on them. So I tried picking Mirror. I thought he would not be biased and make the right judgment. Or if I didn't win, he would explain how in a substantiated way. But he didn't. he removed like a great portion of my arguments that I used in the channels. And it was just nonsense. Oh my god. It was crazy. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think I won this debate or no? I honestly think I did. I went to other people in other servers and they said I won. So, I hope you enjoyed this. See ya.